Well, here we are with another quote of the day. And this one's by a man named David Goggins. And if you don't know who David Goggins is, I would highly recommend you look him up. He has a book called Can't Hurt Me, where he basically gives his life story and how he has become the man he is today. And I would argue that the man he is today is probably one of the toughest men on the planet. There's no doubt in my mind. He's an absolute animal, absolute monster. And David's quote, he says this in his book. He obviously has tons of quotes because he has a book. And this is one of the things he says in his book. He says, on the other side of adversity is greatness. Notice how he doesn't say, on the other side of comfort is greatness. He says, on the other side of adversity. So on the other side of things that suck is greatness. On the other side of things that I don't want to do is greatness. On the other side of uncomfortable situations is greatness. On the other side of bad situations is greatness. And what David does is David literally thinks of the things he does not want to do and forces himself to do them. He goes with another quote and tells himself there's no way out of it. So David thinks of these things and he does them so that he will callous his mind, he'll callous his soul, he'll callous his hands. And he knows that by doing this, by putting himself through terrible situations that he doesn't want to be in, he will achieve greatness. When he puts himself in these terrible situations that he doesn't want to be in, he learns to find comfort in these situations. And that's absolutely extraordinary. He doesn't just try to get through these terrible situations. He finds comfort. He's in these terrible situations, and David's in some terrible situations where he's literally running hundreds of miles, sometimes when it's 105 degrees in the desert, and sometimes when it's negative degrees in the mountains. And he can't see where he's going. It's terrible. And he gets in these situations because he put himself there, and he laughs. And he says, I love this. He tricks his brain into finding comfort. Is he comfortable? No. But if he does it enough, and he laughs at it enough, and he smiles at it enough, guess what? He'll get comfortable. On the other side of adversity is greatness. David's so comfortable in adversity because he's been there a bunch. I guarantee you, when I think back to bad situations that I've been in, and a lot of them are athletically, and there's some professionally, and there's some spiritually. When I think back to those situations, I think a lot of it was just me trying to get out of those situations as fast as possible and get back to what's comfortable. When I think of all the times in the gym doing sprints, doing suicides where you're down, back, you can't breathe. There's no finish line in sight, but all you're looking forward to is the finish line. All you're thinking about is, when can we be done? When can this be over? There's no fixation on the suck and the adversity. But David laughs at that adversity. When he's doing his runs where he can't breathe, he can't see, he don't know how many miles he's been going, he don't know how many miles till he stops. He laughs at it. He loves the terrible situations. I think we should all try to do that. I really do. And I'm not saying we need to all go out and run hundreds of miles. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, we need to put ourselves in situations that we don't want to be in. And when we are in those situations we don't want to be in, we need to learn to get comfortable in those situations. We can't just look to get through them. We have to learn to attack them and to learn to laugh at them and learn to smile at them and know that they have no dominion over us. None at all. On the other side of adversity is greatness. However you define greatness, it's on the other side of adversity. It's on the other side of bad situations. It's forcing your uncomfortable situations to become comfortable. Whenever you feel like you can't do anymore, you can't go anymore, you can't focus anymore, that's when you become comfortable. So let's become comfortable in terrible situations. On the other side of adversity is greatness. Let's laugh at adversity.